One of the highlights and kind of a recent tradition of our kickoff luncheon is what we want to introduce once again this year. Because the Hunt Family Foundation and the Chiefs focus on making a difference in the lives of children in the greater Kansas City area, along with other legacy initiatives. This past year, we've achieved our largest charitable footprint ever, almost $4 million. And we're right at the threshold of that. This includes support of some of our key community partners like Moxa, and City Year, and the Ronald McDonald House. Yeah, Ronald McDonald House. Red Wednesday right around the corner. Let's roll. The Chiefs' positive community impact has expanded even globally. And you look at events that have happened in Germany and Mexico and our military bases around the globe. And that's not even to mention all of the incredible volunteer work that's done by our Chiefs Women's Organization, by the ambassadors, by the Redcoaters, and all they do for local charities in the Kansas City and throughout the Chiefs Kingdom that focus on children and families, education, food insecurity, and the military. Something that we're particularly proud of is doubling our flag football participation in Chiefs Kingdom. It's exploding. In fact, we've included the launch of 20 pilot teams across Kansas and Missouri. That deserves a hand, because it's growing. But it's tradition now that we reveal the person whose contributions have helped make it possible, because they are on the cover of our impact report. And the reveal this year is our own Stone Cold Chris Jones. You can read the full report for more info on Red Friday, Hunger Relief, the 50-50 raffle, and a whole lot more. Now it is time to introduce to you someone, and I love the way you responded to our coaches. Loved it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you to do it for this guy. He's often said that when he sees around players like Pat and Kelce, when you see excellence at a high level on a consistent basis, it's so easy to take that for granted. It's the same way with coaching. When you consider that this young man, the only 3 ahead of him in wins in the history of the National Football League are Papa Bear George Halas, Don Shula, and Belichick. And in postseason wins, Belichick has only 5 more than Coach, and we're gaining ground on him. Would you please welcome, and yes, he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of all-time NFL coaches, a future Pro Football Hall of Famer, Big Red, ladies and gentlemen, your head coach, Andy Reid.
Thank you.
Okay, it's his 26th year as a head coach in this league, but you've always told me every year, every team is different. What are you learning about this team of 2024?
Yeah, they work hard, which has been a trait that we've had here for a little bit, but they've got this goal in front of them. But I haven't heard one time three-peat. I haven't heard one time that. But I've watched it and felt it by their work ethic. And so, and that's the important part. The talk doesn't matter at all. It's the action. And so these guys have gone through training camp and beat each other up. And now they have an opportunity for the Ravens to come in here and transfer that over and just get a little piece of that purple.
What does it mean? You talk about the work ethic, but when you're superstars or your hardest workers, what does that mean for this team and this franchise, and how easy it for us to take it for granted?
Yeah, well, I'd speak for all the coaches. There's nothing like that. Once players start coaching players, and that becomes a very important thing in your culture, your football team. So when you first come to a place, you're preaching to them, and they're just trying to figure it out. Once they figured it out, there's nothing like being able to share it with a peer, and the peers are willing to listen because those guys have been in the game doing it. And so I appreciate the leadership that we have. And when Mitch says we have great leaders, I mean, we have phenomenal leaders. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen a group of leaders like we've got here.
You mentioned the keen competition. It was fun to watch it in OTAs and training camp, especially in the red zone, because it looked like it got super intense. But when you get ones-on-ones acting like it's a real game, what does that mean for the long term and being able to execute when the real games start?
Yeah, well, they do it in the right way. So you have to know how to practice, and at the same time, you need everybody. So you're not trying to hurt each other, but you're still trying to get your work done. And these guys are able to do that, and that's a gift of their athletic ability and their want to. But they get after each other now, and they compete. And it's that same way on special teams. Dave and Andy can tell you that they do the same thing on special teams. So it's offense, defense, and special teams, and you can't do one without the other. So it's important.
Speaking of offense, what excites you, encourages you about what you've seen from this team and what it can do this year?
Yeah, so did you say offensively or defensively?
Offensively.
Yeah, I read your notes, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So listen, offensively, we've got some young guys and new guys that are picking things up at a rapid pace, and they're doing a phenomenal job of studying and making sure that they have all of this down. The coaches are doing a great job of teaching, which becomes important. And we appreciate the patience that you folks have had last year and the year before as Brett did this great job of influxing these new players into the team. You were patient with it. The coaches kept coaching, the players kept playing, and we got better as the season went on. So with the young guys and some of the new guys, they'll take place, but they sure have the right mindset. And when I said that I haven't heard you repeat, all I hear is be great today. Be great this play, right? Let's go this play, and let's get better at this play. And so those guys are taking to that, and they're doing a nice job with it.
You're so crazy creative offensively. You got anything up your sleeve that's new?
What's that?
You got anything up your sleeve that's new?
No, not a thing.
Defensively, I'm going to ask you the same thing.
Yeah.
What you've seen that's encouraging you?
Yeah, so listen, our defense is returning a lot of guys. We've added a few guys in there. And Brett, he's done a nice job. And that's where Brett is right now. He is signing practice squad players, and that's why he's not here and doing things with the roster. But with our defensive coaches, Spags leading the way, you talk about creativity. There's great creativity on the defensive side, and these guys have all had a year of it at least. And when they cut it loose, they cut it loose. And there are not a lot of teams, there are not a lot of offenses that can compete against that. When they go, they go, and that's a great thing.
Have you got this new kickoff rule figured out yet?
Listen, if anything goes wrong with it, just talk to Tobe.
You mentioned Brett, though, and it's easy again for us to take stuff for granted. But the fact how closely you guys work together, and not just you and Brett, but the staff with the staff, how big is that, and how much can we all take that for granted?
Yeah, well, it's big. I'm blessed to have great coordinators, Matt Nagy, Spags, and Dave, and they kind of head the thing up and do a nice job there. And then they're also willing to share and watch tape. So one thing you have a tendency of doing as a coach, you're looking for the next great play that you can put in to go get after the team that you're either playing against or going to play against. And these guys take the time to look at the tape that Brett brings to them. and this is all the coaches. It's not just the coordinators, but the coordinators, they schedule the meetings. So sometimes coordinators can go, hey, listen, man, put that aside. Let's concentrate on what we do here. But they're so willing to share that time with Brett. And then Brett's so willing to share the information with the coaches. And he doesn't say, hey, listen, it's the personnel department only. He blends it together. And he's, as we know, he goes 110 miles an hour, and he comes up with, some really good stuff and good players to bring in here.
It's so awesome. And again, it's why we win. Now, do this with me, because I try to do it and every time I think of it. And we're all going to say thanks for coming here, because you had a decision. No, you had a decision to go a lot of different places. You came here and everything changed.
That was for you.
Believe me, where we were before you came, I'm taking. Just do this on 3 with me. Thanks for coming here. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming here. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Red, Andy Reid. Phenomenal. Hall of Fame coach, and now I'm going to introduce to you some of the key leaders on our team that we'll bring up here on stage. And I introduced them all with the team, but I'll reintroduce them here. This guy has made the most clutch kicks in the NFL really over the past 5 seasons of any kicker in the league. Just go back through it. Think about his kick against the Bengals to win the AFC Championship game, to get us to Super Bowl 57, the game winner in Super Bowl 57. What he did last year, kicking off the logo from 57 yards out, because the dude from the other team had the record for like 2 seconds, and then Bud got him at 58-7. But please welcome this amazing kicker and amazing person. Please welcome number 7, Harrison Butker. Next, again, is in that amazing human category, wicked smart and wicked tough. And he just really had a huge impact on our team. Coach talked about how Spags demands a lot of our defense. It's assisted because of his leadership and play. Welcome to the stage, number 20, Justin Reid. And in the middle of that Spags defense, man, there's a lot on his plate wearing that green dot. But again, we'll say it from MIZ, Nick Bolton, ladies and gentlemen, number 32. And bring him back up here. Yeah, he's on the cover of our report, but he's also like in the mind and hearts of enemy defenses, because he's going to knock everything down or sack them. Please welcome back to the stage, Stone Cold, Chris Jones, number 95. He's revolutionized the game, because now when you look at postseason statistics, it's now pass catchers. It's not tight ends or running backs or wide receivers. And in some categories, only Jerry Rice has more. And he's number 1 in the NFL in most categories. He's revolutionized the game, ladies and gentlemen, and he's ours. And he's also Taylor's. But please welcome number 87, Travis Kelce. And finally, I'm not even sure how to introduce him anymore. Of every metric a quarterback is compared to or thought of, he's number 1 in every one of those categories in NFL history. An amazing 74-22 record, and in the playoffs, 15-3. No quarterback is better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the pride of White House High School, number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Thanks for this, by the way. Thanks all you guys for this. Man, and let me just say this personally. It's the one chance I get to do this publicly of just how much I love these guys. All of them.
We love you.
We love you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for that.
Thank you.
You love me more than Taylor?
Maybe not.
I don't say Brittany. I was going to hold you up to that. I don't want to get you in trouble. I know that answer. I'm going to start with you, though, Bud, because honestly, your consistency has been amazing. And these guys all acknowledge, it doesn't matter how hot it is, how cold it is, where we're playing, you're nailing all of these. What has been the key to being so consistent, especially in these big kicks?
I think it's probably falling in love with the process, and I'm going to go with the formula that Travis did a great job bringing to our attention before the Super Bowl, and now it's our motto this season. But just doing the boring stuff day after day, attacking practice, bringing pressure on my shoulders for every practice. I know I say this all the time, but when you have Coach Reid and Brett Veach and Coach Tobe breathing down your neck for all of the practice kicks, it makes it seem like these are all game-winning kicks. So that kind of gives me the confidence to go in a game and just take it one kick at a time and trust the process.
How much have you had to change everything with this new kickoff rule and how you approach this?
You know, I don't golf, but I feel like a golfer out there. It's a finesse shot now. You used to want to get the most hang time possible if you wanted a return. And if you wanted to touch back, kicking it out of the back of the end zone. And now you are trying to hit a low line drive kick that ideally the returner can't even catch. But you don't want to be too risky and it doesn't land inside the 20-yard line, which is the landing zone. And now the ball's put on the 40-yard line, and the whole defense, Coach Spags, are not happy with that. So I'm trying to work on placing the ball, which is a lot easier on my leg. And, again, I feel like a golfer out there just trying to place the ball.
Man, you in?
That was a lot of information.
I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. They'll be shorter.
How much did you, I'm going to ask, you had to work crazy from the end of OTAs to the start of camp. Jay Reid, I'm going to cut to you here a second. Just the intelligence that's required to play DB in this defensive system, and how cool is it that our corners tackle and our safeties cover, and how big a deal that is?
Yeah, one of the signatures of a Spagnuolo secondary is versatility, because you don't know where the pressure is going to come from. We blitz safeties, we blitz corners, we blitz nickels, we do all type of replacement pressure. So you got to have a guy that can play every position on the field. And when you have that, it allows you to do some really cool things and be dynamic. And as hard as it is on us to learn with how deep this playbook is, it's 10 times harder on opposing offenses to try and prepare for it because they don't know where it's ever going to be coming from.
How nuts is it? Do you know what they're even in?
I never do. I just guess. I'm just glad I don't play them.
Oof. It's fun to watch it at camp and OTAs and in practice. But I want to ask you, I'm going to ask all three of you guys the same question, but different parts. To play Spags' defense at the back end, what's required to be successful?
First and foremost, I think across the board, you got to have a little bit of a dog mentality. You can't play defense soft. Physicality and then intelligence are two of the stones that we live by, because you got to be smart. We need smart football players that know how to be in the right place at the right time. You need the trust in the man next to you to execute his job. And you need to be physical. When you have a chance to punch somebody in the face, you punch him in the mouth.
Oof.
In the face.
Well, okay. That segues in perfect to punch it in the mouth, because now it's Bolt's turn. But you're also the air traffic controller of this defense. You're wearing the green dot. There's 1,000 things going on. What's that like?
Yeah, man, I think Spags does a good job, man, letting us have our own personality, man. So I have a little flexibility, kind of moving the front a little bit, trying to get us in the best play, best front, and just kind of let the guys go out there and have fun. Intelligence is one of the things that Spags like, but it's everybody. Not just me, it's Drew, Leo, helping me get guys aligned and going out there and executing the game plan as well.
And in the middle of this defense, what's required for you and those other four guys in your room right now?
Yeah, man, Jay Reid hit all 5 or 6 things it takes to play defense here, but IQ, I think, is one of the top of the things, and physicality, and able just to do a lot of different things. We've got different body types, and different players are required to do different things. So I think it just takes all 11 to go out there and execute.
Nick also makes like 10 checks every single play to make sure that we're in the perfect coverage. So this guy, he does so much for us.
And they just happen to be the perfect check, guys. Trust me.
Every time.
It's the perfect check.
Okay, Stone Cold, I've got to ask you this, because one of the coolest things was right after the Super Bowl, Pat's going, you ain't going anywhere, and the confetti's still falling. You came back. Why?
Just the team. I know Spaz, Coach Reid, Clark Hunt, the Hunt family, wanted me here. I wanted to be here. I said it during the parade. My brother's up here. we shared a lot of great moments together. We had a lot of success together. More importantly, to me, I wanted to be here and want to continue this thing going.
Same question for you guys up front. And I love the way you guys move around and guys do different things. But what's the key for you guys up front to fit into these guys?
With Spag's defense?
Spag's defense.
You got to understand he's a dictator. No, just playing. You got to have an alligator skin, be willing to get cussed out, and still go out there and perform. Yeah.
And you and Cullen get along okay? Because that's like old school as it gets.
Well, I think I deserve a cussing out every day. I got used to it now. It became part of the routine. If I don't get cussed out, I don't feel like I'm doing my job. So.
Oh, man. Okay, Trav. Anything
I
going
can
on?
relate to that too. That's so good. Just a little talking to always gets you straightened right back out, guys.
Anything going on in your life seems kind of boring. But you said something that I thought was cool. I think it might have been the beginning of camp, but being with the guys, talking about the brothers here, you said it was a sanctuary for you. Being with these guys, explain that to us further, maybe.
Well, it was my 12th year out in good old St. Joe, Missouri, Missouri Western State, and that is a full year of my life in those dorm rooms. That's right. And I'm not gonna lie, man. It's kind of like going up to St. Joe is like, going to the lab. Just really, that's where you really create the makeup of the culture. It's not, you don't create the team there. You just create the makeup of the culture, of the routines that you set for yourselves, and you build the chemistry with the guys that you have. We've been lucky that we've had, a lot of turnover in terms of a lot of faces coming back, but at the same time, you got to rebuild that every single year if you want to be the greatest team in the league. And everybody that was there in St. Joe practicing, or not practicing, depending on if you were there that day. Easy, Tiger, easy. I was there this year, okay? Oh, I felt it, I know. I was in attendance. We created the foundation that we need, and I'm telling you, Coach Reid said it best, guys are attacking every single day, every single play with the right mentality, and it's just fun to come into work with the guys and everybody with that same mentality.
You have been bit, pinched, held. Sometimes you got to feel like you're in WWE. The way nobody's been double teamed like you have. But now in this offense, how encouraged are you that teams, if they do that, they're going to pay a price?
Yeah, I mean, we got the need for speed right now, baby. We got a lot of guys flying around. Got my guy Juju back in the building, a veteran presence in the room again, and that's going to help everybody else in that room and on this offense. And on top of that, man, it's it's a mentality that even if a guy like Hollywood, a guy that demands a lot of attention like that, even if he gets double teamed, I still feel comfortable with him winning that double team. It's the mentality of you. Even if you double team me, you still can't get me. And everybody in the room has that kind of mentality to really attack the day. And no matter what the defense presents, we're going to find a way to get it done. Probably because Pat Mahomes is just always going to make it right.
When you are exhibit of that, my friend, exhibit A. Okay, it was confetti's falling on the head, and you go right to Chris within seconds and go, dude, you ain't going anywhere. What about turning the page? Coach mentioned it. Nobody has to talk about it. I just see it in your eyes every day. What about that?
Yeah, I think it's just the mentality that all of us have. We all are here to win the Super Bowl, and we understand that. We know that's the goal. We want one of them trophies. We're trying to make that table even longer. But at the end of the day, we know what it takes. It takes us being great every single day, like Coach was talking about. It takes us competing at practice. We want practice to be harder than games. And I think that's just the mentality that I grew up in, getting here with Alex Smith and those veteran guys, and then just continue to build on that culture. And these guys are the leaders of it. It's not about the Super Bowl that we're winning. It's about the one we're trying to go get. And I think that's the mentality we come to work with every single day.
I want to ask you about how fired up you are about this offense. Is the third level of offense open for business again? And how much can you play vertically and horizontally now?
No, I mean, this offense is going to be fast. I mean, it's going to be very fast. And not just, I mean, we're going to hit deep passes, but we're also going to throw stuff in the middle of the field, and guys are going to score touchdowns off that as well. And then Whenever everybody wants to take away that, we hand that thing off to Isaiah Pacheco and let our offensive line eat. And so it's going to be a great year. I'm excited for it. Like I said earlier, I'm so excited to not go up against Spags and these defensive guys. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And Coach Reid lied, man. He's got a lot of stuff planned for us out there.
Anything you want to say to the kingdom? I'll just go around the horn really quickly. Your thoughts on playing here, being a band of brothers. Thought I'll start. We'll just quickly go right down the line.
It's a blessing. You know, I was just talking to my table about coming here from Carolina and just the difference, noticing the fans. My first week, it seemed like everyone on the street had Chiefs stuff on. They had Chiefs flags outside their homes, and we feel that excitement in Arrowhead for all of our games. There's no place we'd rather be playing than in Arrowhead and having Chiefs Kingdom, cheering us on.
Yeah, coming from a perspective of another guy that's been in a different place, there's a lot of good organizations out there, but the Chiefs are a world-class organization. Like, everything about it, the fandom, the kingdom, top to bottom, like, this place is so special, and I got the chance to see that firsthand from being somewhere else. So, man, it's a blessing to be a part of it.
Yeah, man, I'm a little different than these guys. I've only been here. It's my 7th year. I've been in the state of Missouri. MIZ. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, man. Coming from Missouri, coming up the street, man, it's been a lot of love, a lot of support, and just kind of keep my head straight and keep me going. So, yeah, man, definitely feel like home here.
It's nothing like playing at Jihad Stadium. I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing. Listen, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Regarding the offense, listen, I know the offense is going to be fast, explosive. We don't have to score every 3 plays. Like, last year was okay. You can run the ball. You can have 20 plays in one drive, and we can still win. You know what I mean? We don't have to score that fast. But it's going to be an exciting year. There's going to be a lot of fireworks popping in that stadium. And you fans know, like I know, it's we got one goal in mind, and that's to add another trophy to that collection. More Swifties.
They're on the way. I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys for always showing up at Arrowhead and wherever we play. And over the course of my career, away games, Super Bowls, you guys do it with class. I love hearing from all my family, my friends, and everybody that comes into Chiefs Kingdom or just goes to a Super Bowl and has to play against us. When we kick their butt, you guys do it with class in the stands. And I tell you what, there's nothing better. And that's hats off to you guys for doing it the right way. And just want to say thank you guys for that.
Yeah, I think all these guys said it. We're excited for this season. We enjoy, and we just want to thank y'all for all the support y'all show us every single week. Let's keep filling Arrowhead up, and let's enjoy this ride, baby. This is the start of it. We're going to keep this thing rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harrison Butker, Justin Reid, Nick Bolton, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes.
Love you, bro. Love you. I love you.
See you, bro. Love you, bro.